when you're just watching them, you're just like, yeah, I know you're gonna get soaked. Generic intro and the That Goes Be here, back with another Alpharad reaction. Today we have I rode every Disneyland ride in one day, which this is something I would absolutely do. I love riding roller coasters. I've been to Disney World 3 times, even though I haven't seen many Disney movies, but I'm actually really curious to see how we did. This is even going to be like even the tiny little kiddie rides and stuff like that, which they can still be fun if you do it with the right people. But thank you so much for being here. You want to check my reaction to last week's Alpharad video, which I'm doing 2 Alpharad videos a week. Hard DK Amiibo training should have been on Wednesday. Haven't recorded that video yet, but last Thursday it was I did an unsolvable escape room and challenged my friends to it. I'll leave it right up there if you haven't checked that out already. Also, give me a link down below in the description. I have loved the Alpharad videos so much. You all have shown so much support for them, so thank you so much. I couldn't do this without my patrons. They get the videos day early. Literally $3 a month helps me not have a paywall on the channel because I'm completely against paywalls because I'm here to make you smile, not make you pay. Also, unboxing video with Kirby show went live yesterday. Dragon Ball Z Bridge of Kirby goes live on Saturday, and just absolute craziness. But I'm looking forward to this. I know nothing about Disneyland because Disneyland, I'm pretty sure, is it Anaheim? Is it Anaheim? It's somewhere in California, like Southern California, I'm pretty sure. But I've only been to Disney World, which is in Orlando, Florida. I've been there 3 times, even been on a Disney cruise, and I haven't seen many Disney movies. So it should be interesting. I read all your comments, leave them down below. I hope you're subscribed. Let's go ahead and jump on into this video.
Can you ride every
Knowing
Disneyland
Alpharad, he's probably
attraction
gonna make
in a
everybody
single
eat
day?
like
No,
sushi or something
idiot.
right before.
Absolutely not. At least not without Disney's overpriced VIP program for you and 9 of your closest friends.
Oh, Jaden's in there.
Since we're
Wow.
all content creators and all, we showed up 40 minutes late, including me.
Yep, that
But
makes
then
sense.
our tour guide Amanda showed us her prepared itinerary to knock out every single
10
ride
grand.
in
It's
one
not per
day.
person.
But
Wow,
she
that's a
warned
lot
us
different.
that she has never heard of anyone accomplishing this before.
Really?
Which only made me more
You gotta get the
determined
fast
as our
passes.
day started through the doors of Disneyland.
Well, that
straight
looks
to
just like the one in
Tomorrowland
Orlando. That
with
one
the
doesn't.
Astro Orbiters. Your run-of-the-mill
Oh,
ride go up, ride
it's
go
also-
down kind of
I
ride.
haven't
But
been
the
to
horrific
Disney
part
World
is that it was
since-
technically built in 1956. So yeah, the safety equipment
I
was
went
like a
spring
good
break,
apology video.
senior year.
Non-existent. The ride wasn't bad, just terrifying, like in a state fair kind of way.
Oh,
Also, since
sketchy.
this video idea started out as a tier list, I'm just gonna rank this one a bit below
Oh,
average
wait,
due
it
to
was a tier
the
list?
slight fear for my life. Next door was Buzz Lightyear's Astro Blasters.
Oh, is
This
that one
a
where you sit down and
classic
shoot?
Ride, a fountain of infinite fun if you have an underdeveloped brain. As a kid, this was the go-to game to kick
Yeah,
them
it-
off
yeah,
fast.
it-
But as
oh,
an
if
adult,
they're not
you
mounted, you
realize
actually
how
hold them,
difficult it
okay.
is to weaponize a laser pointer. I did Lucid Jewels by a mere 100 points, but
Wow,
then I lost to
that's-
Kelsey by about 300,000. What the
How?
But hey, at least I never felt like I was
Cheating.
gonna die. A majority of these rides end
Dude,
in
that has
gift
Space
shops,
Mountain there?
and even though it's a smart thing to do with this capitalist hellhole, I just like, God, how evil is that to do to parents who have kids? Down
Yeah.
the street was Star
You know,
Tours, a virtual
Star Tours.
reality-ish ride, and if you're a huge Star Wars fan, then you're definitely gonna get motion sickness from this one. I don't really
Why?
remember the plot,
Oh, it's
but it doesn't matter since
C-3PO?
Dramamine couldn't save me from it anyways. In most
Never seen
videos,
Star
you
Wars.
probably expect a sponsored transition here, so what if I told you this one's not sponsored, but
It's
apparently
not.
this ride is. Autopia,
By
presented
Honda.
by Honda. What? Autopia is the only remaining sponsored
Ooh.
attraction at Disneyland.
There was
and
one
dear
li-
God, why? This
There
was,
was
my
something
first
like
time
this
on the
at,
ride, and it was like paying to be in LA traffic.
at
which is
Epcot.
tolerable, but it also smelled like sulfur. It took a while to escape
Smelled like
rush hour, but then we made it to Finding Nemo's submarine voyage at 10 a.m. on the dot. Apparently, this
You
ride
spent
is a
10 grand
typical
on this.
miss, according to our tour guide, but I found it to be pretty pleasant. The sculptures
Oh.
were all underwater, and I just kept thinking about how did they do that? They drained the water, made the ply. Yeah, you know.
Probably.
My time here wasn't spent thinking about the ride. We
But you're
started
out of the
40
sun.
minutes late, and after an hour and a half, we have only tackled 5 rides, which
That's
would
not
be
enough.
fine if we planned on ending at 29, but I wanted to tackle not just Disneyland,
But
all
everything.
the rides in their neighboring park as well.
In the neighboring-
California Adventure, combined with Disneyland, makes for
I
a
don't know what
total
that
of
is.
45 attractions. Anyways, the submarine was nice.
So does he
Next
ride
up
all
was
of
the
them,
Disneyland
or did-
Classic,
do
the
they
ride
split up?
that brought me to tears as a child, Space Mountain. So I
Yes,
hope
so
you're
there is
ready for
Space
some
Mountain.
exclusive footage of a futuristic coaster with a banging
I did it smart
soundtrack.
with my friend. The rest of his family were watching the fireworks, and there was nowhere to. It's certified
I
Bob.
think it revealed something haunting about
There
me
was.
since every time
Everybody was watching
Adrian
fireworks, so we
screamed
went
next
and
to me,
ran on
I
Space
just
Mountain
laughed.
while everybody was watching the fireworks. And the entire time we're screaming, "Are you feeling it now,
sums it all
Mr.
up. This ride has always been the shining star atop the Christmas tree that is Disneyland
S tier,
Classic.
yes.
Much like the Matterhorn, which
Oh,
happened to have a long-term maintenance announced starting the exact same day we went. And just like that, we were suddenly back on
The
pace.
44 is back on
While
pace.
we're in there, I just want you to film anything that feels the slightest bit offensive. Okay.
What? Oh no! Oh no! This no! I went on this one too. It is. Yeah, this is yeah. At least it's inside though. But she did this in August, so it was very hot in California. Yeah, it's a small one after that. That's what this is. Very creepy. At least you're like inside, in the dark.
Also, the gift shop happened to have a shirt that said, I conquered, it's a small world, and, well, I couldn't pass that opportunity up. I wouldn't call this ride racist, but rather stereotypical.
It's a
Since that
D-tier.
experience brought us over to Fantasyland, we decided to explore some other rides I've never been on, and apparently
Like
for
ducks.
good reason. Storybook Land's Canal Boats is a tiny little boat ride, as you'd expect. The ride is slow in the heat, but the saving grace of it all is the tiny little environments they built makes the local ducks look comically large. Look at this guy.
Giant
What's
ducks.
Nice about this
Which
area
that is female ducks.
It has several rides all in the same square.
Because
After
the
walking a
males
couple
are
feet,
the
look,
pretty ones,
Mad
like
Tea
the-
Party. I feel like this is the ride you see when you picture a
colorful
Disneyland
ones.
commercial in your head. So the teacups here have a capped speed on how fast you can spin.
Oh,
And apparently
really?
Not in Florida.
No!
Which makes
We
sense.
cranked
but
that
over
thing.
here, despite
We
how
cranked that
iconic it
soldier
is,
boy.
the ride is ultimately pretty tame. And the same can be said about the next door neighbor of Alice in Wonderland.
Like, if the people you're with aren't screaming at you
A lot
to,
of
like,
the
slow
older
down.
Disney movie rides are just storybooks on rails that
Pretty
take you
much.
through a rough synopsis of the film.
Which, imagine
It's
me
nothing
knowing
bad,
nothing about
because
Disney
if it
riding these
was,
rides.
It would be named King Arthur's Carousel. I mean, it's a carousel. You sit there and it rotates. That's
They're
it.
not even on a
Nothing
horse, they're
special.
just
It doesn't go up. It doesn't go down. Because if it
Binge.
did, it'd be Dumbo. Since vertical movements have always been a bit cooler than their horizontal counterparts. I
Yes.
know I've been a bit negative so
D-tier.
far, but that's only because we're ripping off the
Well, you don't
Band-Aids
go to
of some of
Disney for the
Disneyland's real
rides, you go to
stinkers.
Disney for the
So let me introduce you
right?
to the collective anomaly,
The
Mr.
store?
Toad's Wild Ride. This one is similar to
What
those
in the
other
world?
storybook rides, except those all have cohesive stories.
What is this one?
You appear in a library, piss off a policeman, explode a warehouse, drink some beer, lose in court, get hit by a train while drunk driving, and then the ride ends in hell.
What?
What? I mean, I gotta say, it's a unique
Wait,
experience.
what?
I'm never gonna forget it. And honestly, it's pretty base putting Supreme Court justice in hell. Uh-oh, 4 hours have passed and we've only knocked out, 13 rides? Honestly, that's not bad. As
I mean,
a team,
yeah.
we felt good about our pacing and decided to sit down and eat at the Cafe Orleans.
It looks like it
I
had
got
the
a
powdered
fresh
sugar on
cold
it.
steak and some shocking
fresh
tasty
cold steak.
fries. Not even 30 minutes passed and our ragtag gang of riders was up and ready to tackle Pirates of the Caribbean.
Did anybody
I
throw
don't
up,
think
though?
any of us were really ready for a coaster with Disney calories sitting inside of us. So this calm little water ride was perfect. Apparently the animatronics here used to be selling women as human slaves. And now they don't. So that's
now
a
they
good
don't.
thing.
Okay, yeah.
Also,
that's an improvement.
apparently this ride came out before the movie. I didn't know that. And
How?
since we're
Wait,
near
what?
Critter Country, we walked over
just
to
happened to
knock out
look
Winnie the
just
Pooh,
like
and
Johnny
my
Depp.
favorite ride since I was a kid, Splash Mountain.
Yes.
Okay, I recognize that ridiculing Small World for its cultural inclusivity, but praising Splash Mountain off of nostalgia can be
what is
critical? Well, look, I want to enjoy it while I
Splash
can.
Mountain new
The
name.
ride's not
Wait, why?
offensive,
What's wrong with
just,
Splash Mountain?
What it's based off of is.
Oh my God,
I
am
never
very
knew that.
wet. Oh my God.
I just knew that
That is
water
a
feels
cold cotton
really
on
good.
me.
The water definitely feels a lot colder when you're an adult, though. And as an adult, you sure can embarrass yourself a lot harder with the picture at the drop.
What did they do?
No,
Okay.
not that drop.
The actual drop. He pointed to
Even though
the
I planned
camera.
on riding Winnie the Pooh while I was soaked. So I'm going to rephrase that one. So Winnie the Pooh was next on our to-do list, but
Winnie the Pooh
unfortunately was
was
closed down. As
Aw.
was Haunted Mansion and
Really?
Rise of the Resistance.
Why?
This throws off our entire schedule because now we have to find time to come back later in the day. So
Oh,
I guess
so
while
we're
we're
closed for a
here,
period
let's
of
check
time.
out
What?
Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run. I didn't even know this whole Star Wars section of the park was over here, but damn,
apparently.
the set work phenomenal. Look, I
Also,
dropped
do they
out
have
of
Harry
film
Potter
school, so
World?
I can
Or is
appreciate
that
a good
just Disney
set when I
World?
see one. The ride itself was such a standout, though. It's essentially a group flying simulator, but everyone's job felt so responsive. Even
That's
if the
actually
ride
kinda cool.
was probably on virtual
You're a
rails the whole time,
crew,
the
and you
magic
have-
might wear off if I ride it again. But
World War
for
II
now,
bomber
I'd
simulator?
rank Smuggler's Run pretty high. Luckily, by the time we were gone, Rise of the Resistance was up and running yet again. Since I've never
That's good.
been to this side of the park, I didn't really know what I was missing out on. The beautiful scenery is nice and
I mean, the
all,
park
but
seems
it's really
massive.
about the little things for me, like these unique bottles, and Rise of the Resistance was an entire experience riddled with exactly that. I don't really
What?
remember too much of the ride itself, like the story and whatnot, but
What's
the
the story?
crew stayed in character the whole time, and the sets were genuinely
weird-looking
immaculate.
hat.
You think you've seen it all, and boom, the sets are bigger. Boom, the sets are sleeker. Boom,
They spent a lot of
there's
money on that-
20-foot tall
that one.
mech. Fuck you. I genuinely can't believe I've never been on this ride, as it truly deserves a large
Is it even a
spotlight on
ride,
it. But I
or is it
can't
just
sit
an
around and
experience?
gush about this one
I'll
all
put it
day
in
because
S?
we still
Okay.
have like 30 more rides left starting in California Adventure. I know we left
Okay.
some rides broken down in Disneyland, but since this park closes 2 hours earlier at 10
Oh.
p.m., we decided
It
to
closes
knock
at
out this entire
midnight?
park first.
I guess that makes
So, yeah,
sense.
at this point, we've all accepted. We're going to be here for 16 hours, from park open to park
Nice.
closed. Shockingly, even our
In the
tour guide
sun.
was fine with it, which made a lot more sense to me when I found out we were paying her hourly. Our first
Wait,
stop in California
it wasn't part of the
Adventure was Seoul.
$10,000?
A commercial failure as it debuted as a never-before-seen California flight simulator, and it's
wait.
like, God, who cares? Now it just
What does
takes you
that
through
play?
different biomes with that weird 4D smell generator, and
That
it
looked
brings
like,
you here
the-
like, ah, yes,
was it
the
Chuck
smell of
Yeager?
grass.
Was
Also,
he
the
the dude
staff
that
really
went
lets you in on a
supersonic
lot of
in the-
trade secrets when you get the
plane with
VIP program. Like, apparently, this is the ride to go on if you have a foot fetish. Don't know why they told us that. But
Wah.
if you sit on the bottom rows, the gliders above you will just have feet dangling, ruining your shot. And typically,
What?
people don't wear shoes for this one. So, yeah. Disneyland really has it all.
Yeah,
Grizzly River
even
Run
for
was next on our list.
fetishes.
A rustling river rapids
Oh,
ride.
these
and
are
I
fun.
can only explain our experience on this
It's
ride
always
with
funny because like one
single
person
clip.
gets soaked and everybody like watches, like the anticipation where
So no
like
matter how
you
our
see a
ride was
waterfall
oriented,
coming up.
The disgusting swamp water found its way to attack.
Yeah, like that. When you're just watching them, you're like, yeah, I know you're gonna get soaked. And it's like, why me? It's like when you're sitting at a campfire and the
This
smoke
ride
keeps
was
following
pretty
you.
Great, but personally speaking, could have been a little better.
Yeah.
Ariel's Undersea Adventure was nearby, so we decided to cross
I've
off
never seen
ride
Little
number
Mermaid.
20 from our list. I've been on this one before with my family, so I didn't really have any high hopes, but I could not have possibly been prepared for what was about to
Whoa.
happen. The
What?
ride shut down within 20 seconds of us getting on it, and we all just sat there awkwardly
Whoa,
until the ride
okay.
came back to life, right before dying yet
At least
again.
they're in the shade.
Earlier, it was losing points for shutting down, but now it's starting to gain points for the technical difficulties as it started to feel like a comedy act.
Where they would just-
Unfortunately,
the
as we
animatronics
all
just
know,
stop.
comedy doesn't strike in threes, as we all escape the okay. So our
Where-
tour
where
guide
did you
got
put
stuck
that?
on the ride. So
Oh,
yeah,
no.
it did break down 3 times. Well, now it's time
Well,
to make our way to Pixar Pier, which has tons of
Pixar
attractions
Pier?
crammed into an extremely marketed boardwalk. Upon entering, we learned that the Zephyr and Silly Symphony swings were shut down, which could potentially
Why?
ruin our whole schedule. Honestly, those State Fair swing rides are probably one of my biggest fears in this little
Why?
bitch of an
Because
experience we call life.
State Fair?
So I'd honestly love to delay that as much as we possibly can. At least we get to
Understandable.
ride.
Also,
a
I'm gonna be at the
unanimous
Fortnite
banger.
Invitational
That is
this
the
weekend in
Incredicoaster.
Raleigh.
Disney
So,
doesn't really have
gonna
a
be
lot
there.
of like
Be on the lookout.
traditional roller coasters, but
Say
this
something.
is probably the closest thing to it. The ride is quick, fast, flips, fun, and honestly, just a good experience and all. Not really a lot to say about it, but it makes for an easy S-tier attraction. And then we had to ride
Oh.
another carousel.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of
Jesse's
carousels.
Critter
Like I said,
Carousel,
they're gonna
to
have
be
you using the
exact.
kitty.
This ride really
Also,
isn't
is he wearing
anything
a-
to write
like a
home
Luffy
about,
hat?
but the overall presentation is nicer than the other one, so it's not the absolute worst. Also, I know this video really isn't about any of the food I eat. Like, I had a churro earlier.
I've
and
never
didn't
had a
really
churro
talk
in my
about
life.
that, but I have to talk about the Poultry Palace. And holy shit, why were they so good? They were thick, filling, juicy, affordable, and shockingly
Affordable.
well seasoned.
Affordable.
I will swear by the Poultry Palace for the rest of my days, as it's right across
trademarked.
from one of my favorite rides.
Another
Nope,
carousel?
Not that one. Toy Story Midway Mania.
Well,
this
he's
is pretty
wearing
much
the-
Woody version of
was, like,
Buzz
Jeff's
Lightyear's
Pizza or
ass
something?
blasters, but wait, no, I meant to say Astro Blasters.
Yep, nope,
It's
nope.
a bit different in the sense that
Leave it
it's a
in.
game screen versus a laser point war zone, but it's still similar in essence, I guess. I
Yeah.
don't normally like the game rides, but this is just a good, fun game to play. I'll always try to ride this
What
one
is
when
the
I'm here.
ride that you
Unlike
get on,
the
you're not
Pixar
supposed to turn
Power
around or else it just
AKA
absolutely
the Mickey
terrifying.
Mouse Ferris wheel from hell. I've always avoided this one because
Why?
despite it looking visually nice, it gave off the same vibes as the carousel. Oh, look, That's a carousel. Crazy.
Is it a carousel?
However, until today, I never knew there was a swinging function on it. That's right, everybody. Even you can simulate a construction accident in a potential lawsuit on this ride. And as I hinted at earlier, I am terrified of heights. I know I look scared, which is normally a bad thing, but at this point in my life, I'm just happy to have something elicit any kind of emotion out of me at all.
Not all.
Sometimes death can be scary.
I love it.
Sometimes death can be thrilling, and sometimes you run into a never-before-seen ride called Emotional Whirlwind that lifts you up Dumbo style for 60 seconds, you do nothing, and the ride is over.
For 60 seconds, that is not worth it.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. I know, it was made for children.
I want to ride King Dakar up in
taking this park
New
a bit
Jersey.
too seriously, I gotta rank it like an adult who's taking this park a bit too seriously. Luckily, by the time we came back around, the silly symphony swings were open and my fears were awake. I still had this childlike horror in the back of my head.
Those are so much fun.
The swings just fly off and I die.
Yeah,
but
I mean, everybody thinks
that,
but hey, it's whatever.
I set out on a goal today to ride every single ride I possibly could. Honestly, I'm a bit disappointed that I wasn't more scared. Hey, remember when I said
there's one of those like at Keys Dominion that goes like hundreds of feet up in the air.
Is a great example of that. You walk on, it happens, you walk off. Thrilling. Goofy Sky School was sitting next door, and again, I didn't even know these rides existed. The weird part about this one is that it's the only ride that doesn't have a soundtrack. You're up in the clouds with this roller coaster tycoon-ass track, and it's quiet. It shouldn't be, but it is, and that definitely brings it down a little bit, as just music from the Goofy movie would go so far to brush up the presentation exponentially. Our last ride in this district was the Zephyr. We had to wait quite a bit for this one, which is about the time Amanda, our tour guide, broke down the news to me that we were behind in time and she doesn't think it's possible.
Well,
the current time is 8 p.m. and we have 28 rides under our belt after 12
4
hours.
hours
Yet
left?
somehow we have to cram the last 16 rides into
hours.
the last 4 hours. That is working
15 minutes per
from what we've been doing so far. After riding,
there's gonna be less people in the park.
We all ranked it accordingly
Zephyr
and
was
lightly
F
jogged
tier?
towards our next destination, Mater's Junkyard Jamboree. At this point, I wanted to enjoy it. I really did. But this challenge was starting to feel impossible. My feet were burning, my back was aching, and apparently I've walked 25,000 steps. Even though Mater did his best to lighten my spirits, by the time we got to Luigi's Roll-Licking Roadsters, the fear really started to set in. I mean, in California Adventure, we still had 3
He's
rides
starting
left.
to count them.
Although everyone else had a lot of fun,
Jaden's
I was
jamming
so
out.
burdened with the kind gift of anxiety as we sprinted towards Radiator Springs.
He's gonna make a video out of it
Apparently,
regardless.
This is like a big ride. As stressed as I was at this point, this ride really did a lot to relieve me.
So did they not have fast passes or stuff?
Fun, which is exactly what Disneyland should be, right? I mean, the ride was smooth, the animatronics were out of this world gorgeous, and it concluded with us racing against some literal children who were talking shit, only for us to kick their collective asses past the
Also, how is he able to record? Usually they have rules where you can't like have
World of Color
a recorder
I know
on a
that
ride.
it wasn't on our original checklist, but I had to see it. I don't quite know what it is because I don't have an emotional attachment to any of those movies, really. World of Color is just special to me, so I had to make time for it. So believe me when I say we speed walked back over to Avengers Campus and knock out Web Slingers
I didn't know there was
and
Avenger
Breakout
stuff.
back to back. The Spider-Man ride is a well-known fan favorite, which, if I can be honest, I don't know how, as it's an insane workout. I mean, you really
have
just
finger
do
guns?
bicep curls for 10 minutes and see Tom Holland.
Oh,
I get it now. I think the ride is still a bit.
I've never seen any of the Spider-Man movies that Tom Holland's in.
But even then,
Only
it's
the
still a
Tobey Maguire
shining
ones.
standout. Much like the neighboring Guardian of the Galaxy ride. Of course, this was originally a Tower of Terror, but apparently the drops are smoother now. According to Disney.
I remember
I don't
Tower
know.
of Terror.
I've been on this one
when I went
several times, so
years ago.
please excuse me nearly falling asleep on it. I mean, come on. It's been like a 14-hour day for me.
That makes sense.
14 hours. California Adventure closes, and we have less than 10 minutes to make Monsters Inc. Mike and Sully to the rescue.
Wait, can they actually do it with 10 minutes left?
After running around all day,
Tour guide,
this
I
ride
guess.
gets bonus points for just having air conditioning. Also, it's Monsters Inc. I like Monsters Inc.
Nah,
the ride
solid.
itself is pretty mild, but exiting this one warranted a celebration. Every
'Cause they
California Adventure ride and even World of Color has been conquered. We're staring at a clock dressed at 10 p.m., which means
have
we
2
only
hours
have a mere
left.
2 hours to tackle the remaining 9 rides back in Disneyland.
Oh, you can
Even
do
though it's
that.
dark and you can't
Well,
really
I guess
see
there's less
anything,
people
our first
at
stop on our
the
return
other
visit
park.
was Jungle Cruise. I went into this ride blind, and
I'm
it
surprised there's so many
immediately
people there at
created
10
a false
p.m.
sense of safety for us, but more specifically, me. Because if you know anything about me, you would know that I vehemently despise puns. So much to the point where I would even call it a personality trait. This ride in of itself is probably like a run-of-the-mill 6 out of 10, not bad. But this dude spit out his corny-ass, laffy-taffy-ass humor on a rapid fire for 10 minutes of psychological torture. He kept repeating the same joke about elephants having better memories, which, haha, sure, repetition, I get it. But then he made the same joke about bamboo twice. I don't know why God is frowning upon me today, but, like, haven't I been through enough? But I realized, this isn't torture. No. It's a test. Only the strong survive, and I am
That's me with
any strongest little
thing that
soldier.
goes against you.
I
Like, nah, this is
the
a test.
onslaught of puns. So
Reason?
all the
My
way back to
13th
Fantasyland,
reason?
which possesses Snow White's enchanted wish, Peter Pan's
only
flight,
at 13?
and Pinocchio's daring journey,
only
all located in the same area and essentially all the same 60-second ride. Earlier in the day, rides got docked points for being short, but right now, it's a godsend. Snow White boasted the most basic of the three. Pinocchio is probably next to being remodeled and turned into Frozen. And Peter Pan's flight filled me with a blast of nostalgia.
Wow.
I don't think I've even thought about this ride since I was a child until I turned that corner and saw the tiny cityscape they've created. I know this ride wasn't too different from the others, but it felt different. And that ride gifted me the last bit of adrenaline I needed as we entered our final hour. When we boarded Casey Jr.'s circus train, our shared adrenaline came to an abrupt
Also, you do with a large group,
locomotive made for children's circle
probably takes longer to go through everything, kind of.
Honestly, the two rides kind of cancel each other out. It's the same thing. And it's dark now, and you can't see anything. All you could see were the surrounding streets that were overflowing with memories made earlier today, but
in one day.
Felt like a lifetime ago. I've been at this
I haven't
park
seen
for 15
any, like,
hours, and am
Red
somehow
Bull or
still
anything.
walking. Because as it stands right now, 4 rides left and 50 minutes to go.
That's
now we got to experience
difficult.
Big Thunder Mountain, a
Thunder
genuine
Mountain,
roller coaster.
yes.
While hopping on, I didn't really have any expectations, but this one made me smile unlike the others. It wasn't for the ride itself, but because of the people I was with. Everyone was putting their hands up, screaming.
Everybody was having
joy,
fun,
and
even though they
I
have
found that
no
to
energy.
Be beautiful. We were fresh on our 16th hour, and everyone was just as determined as I was.
So if they didn't show up 40
we
minutes
didn't
late,
have a
they would be
single
fine.
person drop. We didn't have a single person quit when it got hard, nor a single person
When it got
complain
hard.
about the blisters on all of our feet. Somehow, I found a
makes
group of
sense,
friends just as insane as I am. And yeah, I was right. This is a beautiful thing. We were
Don't test
all
my
marking an
insanity.
unforgettable experience.
Jacob's watched my
had
videos
to
before.
ride the
He doesn't
last
hate
3
me, so that's
attractions
cool.
Together, starting with the Haunted Mansion. While in line for this, Amanda was explaining to us that we're realistically not going to make it, as 2 of our last 3 rides take a while, and it's
What do you mean
already
take a while?
11:40. Between Indiana Jones and Winnie the Pooh, she encouraged us to skip Pooh and trek through the Temple of the Forbidden Eye for a better experience.
Okay,
but that
I guess
did not feel right.
So they're
I
actually
wanted
gonna do it, or
to
they're
give
gonna
my
split
best
up?
shot and succeed, or give it my best
Just
shot
speed
and
run it.
fail.
Speed
After
run
we
roller
made it on the
coasters.
Haunted Mansion, the ride temporarily went down with us on it, and every second on that clock mattered, and our time was swiftly ticking away. The ride went back up after a couple minutes, but that was a crucial amount of time.
Yeah, it
While
was.
the slow ride, all I could think about was, why did we start the day 40 minutes late? Why
Exactly.
did we have a sit-down lunch? And why did we not take this more seriously from the start? At 11:50, we emptied the mansion and sprinted towards
Do you
Winnie
think
the
they
Pooh.
could, like, get a
Quickly
little
boarded and
bit-
realized that we were finally
Like, this
in
is
the
Jacob
Indy.
Alpharad.
So
This is
we
the
all
internet
agreed
funny
to
man.
run towards Indiana Jones' adventure after this one. Surviving Winnie the Pooh was our final stretch. I have never felt more fear and anxiety in my life than when we were sprinting over to the final ride of the day at
They're not running fast enough.
11:57, 3 minutes before the park closed.
Is there
It was
going to be anybody in
11:58
line?
As we were sprinting over, and it was
He just goes to be like, I will give you money to get out of
into
line.
the line. But the clock struck midnight before we could make it to the end. We fought hard, but
they didn't?
It wasn't enough.
So they actually
Including
closed
World of
right at
Color,
12 like
we
that.
saw 44 out of the 45 planned attractions. But then Amanda, our tour guide, told us about a bit of information she's been withholding from
What
us
is that information?
exclusively for the theatrics.
Oh,
As
yeah,
per
imagine that.
Disneyland rules, if you are in the line of any given ride before midnight, the staff has to respect it and let you on.
Before midnight.
She gave me the greatest sense of despair in my life and immediately turned it in to
Dude,
the greatest
3
sense
minutes?
of accomplishment. I'd love to tell you all about this ride, but once we
He
made
didn't
it out
even
of that
care.
car, nothing else mattered. We set out on a ridiculous goal that took 16 hours to complete.
That's wild.
We did it. We conquered Disneyland.
Disneyland.
Oh
Now I need...
my God, tomorrow's gonna hurt.
Tomorrow's gonna hurt, yeah. 10 a.m. Pain. Yeah, I wake up and scream too. Now he needs to do it at Disney World. And then he also needs to go from Disney, or I guess Magic Kingdom. Then he also needs to go to, like, you know, Epcot, and I'm pretty sure Animal Kingdom. And I know there's, like, Universal Studios, but what is the other one? Is it Hollywood Studios or something like that? I'm not really sure. There's a bunch of them down there in Orlando, and I don't think they're, like, really, like, next to each other. I'm pretty sure you, like, got to take, like, a tram or one of those, like, rail carts from, like, Magic Kingdom to Epcot and stuff like that. Animal Kingdom is my personal favorite because I absolutely love animals. This is a great video. Thank you so much for suggesting it. It was like the most liked comment on last video. But there's also a bunch of other videos that were suggested, including Mario Kart in real life, and I'm pretty sure Los Angeles Talent Show. But I chose this one just because I love roller coasters and love rides, and I don't know much about Disney and nothing about Disneyland. So it was a great video, Jacob. Fantastic. 1.2 million views in 2 months. The original video is the top link down below in the description. I hope to see you in the next video. Like I said, I'll be at the Raleigh Fortnite Invitational this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, November 12th and the 13th. So that's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna be there with friends, so if you see me, definitely say something. It's gonna be an interesting experience. I've never been to like a an esports LAN event before, so it's gonna be cool. My friends want to go. I don't even really care about Fortnite, but it's this close to home, and why not, you know? So it's gonna be interesting. Great video. I hope I made your day a tiny little better. But until the next video, take care and cue the music.